One of the prominent aspects of Minecraft that currently feels subpar when put in comparison with its in-game counterparts is the end dimension. The barren, empty wasteland that holds only the dragon, end cities, and an endless collection of floating islands. While some may say the end is purposely left this way as it's supposedly designed to feel empty, a majority of players agree that it's time for this dimension to get a rework by the developers, bringing new survival-focused content for the players to explore, and increasing both the incentive to go to the end and the quality of the content found there. While we can't say for sure when Mojang will decide to visit the dimension, there's countless mods out there developed by the community that do wonders for bringing a fresh feeling to the dimension. So I wanted to look at a few of my favorites that I feel would be fitting or serve as an inspiration for the actual end update when Mojang does decide to develop it. While I myself am a vanilla player, I do think a lot of these mods provide a really good foundation or a really good look at what an end update could potentially look like. One of the best mods currently out players can use to update their end dimension is Nullscape. Nullscape is a mod that elevates the dimension's verticality to new heights, literally and figuratively. The dimension's verticality is increased to 384 blocks, introducing towering cliffs, deep valleys, and floating islands that defy the traditional terrain generation and even the generation that's currently present in the end. This update to the generation of the dimension not only makes it visually much more interesting to explore, but also provides greater value to the elytra, as it becomes a far more useful tool for traversing the end. This mod also adds a variety of new biomes to the dimension with the vision of maintaining that barren and isolating feeling it currently has, which I will say many other end mods fail to accomplish. Nullscape accomplishes this by using already existing blocks in the game to create unrecognizable terrain. For example, the newly introduced Crystal Peaks biomes mixes various stones, amethyst, and a jagged mountain structure to create a biome with a feeling unlike any other. Other biomes have coarse fruit-like structures made out of glowstone and endstone patches covered in blackstone, or biomes made out of dead coral blocks and trees made out of bone blocks that make it feel as if the land itself is literally dying. In combination with the dimension's increased verticality, which allows the end islands to spawn on different y-axis levels, the end is given a whole new feeling, while also upholding the intentions of the original end developers. While this mod doesn't actually add any new content to the game, it uses what's currently in the game to show how much the end could be improved by simply changing some of the dimension's terrain generation, and overall feels like something we could very likely see in vanilla Minecraft. The next mod that does wonders for overhauling the end dimension in a way that feels fitting and true to vanilla Minecraft is called End Phantasm. This mod was developed with the intention of giving players more incentive and desire to visit the dimension, and also making surviving exclusively from what's found in the end possible. Similarly to the Nullscape mod, this alters the generation of the end, but this time in a different way than you'd expect. When entering the end portal, you no longer are sent directly to the dragon fight. Instead, you are sent to the outer islands and are required to find a portal among these islands that will take you to the dragon fight. This now makes the outer end islands part of the core gameplay loop, as players will get to visit it before defeating the ender dragon, which basically symbolizes the game's finish line. As for what's new in the outer end, there's countless new biomes such as the Dreaming Den, a new forest found in the end providing a yellow wood set with the unique property of being blast proof. This biome also has a biome mirroring it, introducing the Under Island, which forms on the bottom of an end island containing new forms of end moss and end vines, which can be used to repair anything you desire. This biome also contains obly fruits, which can heal you and have a chance to not be used when eaten. Well, obviously when Mojang decides to design an end update of their own, I would want them to be a little more unique with their ideas, but even things like this with their fruit, like the obly fruit, they have unique properties that make them feel unlike anything we've ever seen. The biome also contains a few new hostile mobs for you to interact with. Another biome introduced in this mod is Acid Burnt Abyss, which serves as a starry landscape that was supposedly ravaged by the ender dragon species long ago. The said acid left behind by the extinct dragon species has allowed for life to flourish there, introducing a variety of new obsidian-based plants and even coral variants that hold musical properties. End towers can now also be found scattered throughout the islands, with the new design serving as a new dungeon to be looted. This mod is another example of what I believe the end update should look like, bringing unique generation and story-produced biomes to the game, as well as making it more of a necessary step in the average player's journey. And like I stated before, having the items even as simple as the plants holding unique properties such as musical properties is a great way to really send the message that you are in a different world. I will say, similarly to to Nullscape, this does do a good job of introducing biomes that feel fitting to the empty and barren aesthetic the end currently holds. Hey guys, I just want to take a quick pause in the video to remind you that liking this video is completely free and helps me out quite a bit, and subscribe if you're really enjoying this video to ensure you never miss out on another video just like this one. You did it? Great, thanks. Back to the video. Next up, let's take a look at a mod that doesn't change the end itself, but changes the method to reaching the end dimension. End Remastered is a mod that reimagines not the end itself, but the journey of getting to the end. Gone are the days of looking for the 11 standard Ender Pearls. In End Remastered, you'll discover 16 unique Ender Eyes, each hidden throughout the overworld. These eyes are scattered across various structures and are dropped by various different bosses. For instance, the Wither Eye is obtained by defeating the Wither, while the Guardian Eye drops from the Outer Guardian. Each eye offers a distinct challenge, encouraging exploration and combat throughout your world, and now makes content that was once optional and often overlooked a necessary step to reaching the end goal of the game. This mod introduces two significant structures, being the End Gate and the End Castle. The End Castle can be located through a map purchasable from a cartographer that contains a large throne room along with a multitude of different buildings and loot for you to explore. The End Gate is a replacement for the Stronghold, being deep underground and containing 3 separate varying puzzle rooms for you to complete to unveil the portal room. End Remastered makes the process of reaching the end far more interesting, and it integrates many different aspects of the game, leading to a fuller survival experience, as currently you could skip over a majority of what this game has to offer if your only goal is killing the Ender Dragon. This makes the game feel more complete. While I'm unsure if Mojang would ever change the process of going to the end, as a majority of players have still never visited even with the simple process of getting there now, I feel these changes would make for a journey far more interesting and satisfying than what's currently in the game. Now, next up, we have by far Minecraft's most popular and widely discussed end mod, and that is the Better End mod, and it's for good reason. While this mod doesn't exactly fit the barren wasteland vibe currently held by the end, it adds so much interest to the dimension it feels wrong not to mention it. The Better End mod completely overhauls the end dimension, now giving it an alien world-like feeling that is both exciting and unfamiliar. The mod adds so many new biomes, ranging from crystal mountains to a dragon graveyard to countless new end forests with trees that take unusually stunning shapes and tower over the player in size. While some of these biomes may be too complex for vanilla Minecraft, there are many ideas present I would like to see Mojang follow, such as if they do decide to introduce an end forest, the trees should have incredibly unusual shapes and should be large in scale. They should be unlike anything we currently can see in game. Many of the trees also contain translucent leaves that take almost more of like a slime or cloud form. This really makes the dimension feel otherworldly, alongside a variety of new decorative plants in these biomes that make these end forest biomes feel lush and filled with unknown life. This mod's various biomes also all feel incredibly different from one another. For example, one of the biome feels like the end's version of Hot Springs. See, when we received the Nether update, which I will say was a great update, don't get me wrong, 2 of the new biomes felt incredibly similar in design, being the 2 new forests. This is something I feel should be avoided with an end update. While many of the new biomes feel alien-like, there are also a few that feel unsettling and hostile, like things the players were never supposed to see. Overall, all the new biomes in this mod are genuinely incredible, and I would love to see Mojang take some inspiration in the designs of these biomes to make something similar but a little more fitting for vanilla. My only gripe with this mod, which is at the same time its biggest benefit, is the alien-like biomes are present everywhere. I think if Mojang were to take this route when designing an end update, having the biomes be super lush and filled with life, they should leave the majority of end islands empty, maintaining that desolate feeling, and then having the biomes rarely scattered throughout, serving as these oases found in what feels like an infinite void. This mod also adds a variety of new ores to the game, but personally I believe if a new ore is added to the end, it should serve as a counterpart to netherite, having a unique property but the same stats as netherite. For example, giving you regeneration upon landing a critical hit. This gives the player the illusion of choice, as neither armor is technically better, but they have different situational benefits. The next mod goes hand in hand with the Better End mod, and it is the Better End Structures mod, made to go directly as an add-on to the Better End mod. This mod adds a few new structures to the end and overhauls end cities. End cities, while a bit bland, I don't feel need an overhaul, as what they do need is a few more variations to keep them interesting. I do believe this mod visually makes them a bit too complex and doesn't fit the vanilla structure style. I think they should take more inspiration from their designs in Minecraft Dungeons and DLC. This mod also adds end villages, which I do find quite cool. However, they are seemingly either abandoned or inhabited by the Enderman. I couldn't quite tell. I'm not gonna say too much about this mod because I honestly think Mojang would do a bit of a better job at making something for vanilla. I do think a few new structures to the end would be great, and I do like the idea of more end city variations, maybe dependent on the biome they're in, and end villages maybe being left uninhabited by ancient builders speculated to have existed centuries before. The end update when released could really take a variety of different approaches to how they overhaul this dimension. They could attempt to maintain its current vibe and expand upon it, or set a new definition for the end, creating a more alien-like atmosphere as provided in the Better End mod. I think for the perfect end update, Mojang should take a little inspiration from each of these mods to make something of their own. They could take inspiration from Nullscape to add variation to the end dimension's terrain and island generation, while they could take inspiration from the End Phantasm mod, making your first time stepping foot in the end be in the outer end islands and have biomes that feel fitting to the dimension. And Remastered is a perfect way to redo the process of getting to the end and overhauling the stronghold to create a game world that feels more integrated into its base loop. And finally, taking some of the interesting designs from the Better End and Better End Structures mod to make some rarely generating oasis biomes in the end that would feel incredibly unique and special to find in what's an otherwise desolate world. These mods are all really great for their own reasons, but by taking some ideas from each of these and fitting them to be more vanilla styled, I do really think that this sets up what would almost be a perfect end update. But what do you guys think of these ideas? Which mod is your favorite, and what would you like to see in an end update? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave any you have down in the comments below. Now guys, if you did enjoy this video, a like would be greatly appreciated and goes a long way towards helping the channel out, as well as subscribing so you never miss out on another video just like this one. Let me know what you want to see me cover in the future. I am thinking about doing some gameplay videos of some of these mods and playing through them myself, but I want to see if you guys have interest in that. But for now, that's it for today guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.